Hi guys, it's Luton here, and I'm starting off with my map breakdowns with Nebandan Flats. Nebandan. Yeah, the desert one. And I'm going to start off with a quick fly around. That's what I've been doing before. So as we can see in the distance right here, this is the US starting point up on this side. And in the distance over here we've got the wind farm. We have a kind of open expanse over here with squared off roads. Not much else. This map is basically just a huge expanse. It's a massive open desert. And you can see that all the bases are actually fairly close together for conquest. Now, I don't know whether this is just a console thing, whether they've actually made a decision. However, these bases look pretty, secure in how close they are together. We've got A here, just a standard, this is called residential, alright, just a standard point right there. Okay, over here, we have the unloading sheds, and as you can see, they're sheds which are used for unloading. Lots of hay bales and things like that. Over here we have the C. This is like this main warehouse position, and that is titled whatever it is when I can get down near it. It's called something that I can't see. Let's try and get in there. I'm going to have to drop off my heli. Hope I can get back in my helicopter without it destroying, so I can... It's the warehouse. Oh my god, I could have told you that. Ah! Warehouse. Anybody could call it bloody warehouse. I thought it was going to be something more interesting. Okay. And over here we got the D position, and that is going to be called... What is it going to be called? I should know this by now, I know, but I'm slack and I was chaotic. It's the farm. Over E we have the gas station. So that's all your positions basically. You can see there's a lot of like these fast roadways which are really good for obviously fast attacking from base to base. So you can imagine the kind of really fast motorbike action that you have between these. We might pick up a bike in a mo if we can. The bikes are positioned like literally all over the map, as it were. On the US side you can see that what we have to begin with is you got a standard LAV, Asrad and main battle tank combination, and we got two bikes as well. Let's pick up a bike and we'll just go for a quick crazy ride around. I'm just going to keep these ones pretty short because okay, off we go. I'm just going to keep these videos pretty short because it's just a look around, and conquest, when it comes down to it, is all about your own team tactics, how you want to play, what it is you want to do, and so on and so on. But you can see this is like the max speed of the bike, so it's fairly quick. It's really nice for going off-road and stuff like that. Jumping with these bikes is pretty easy, and these hay bales as well sort of shatter when you go through them, which is pretty cool. Controlling this bike is pretty easy. As you can see, they brake, they turn very easy. You don't fall off very much. The physics are actually not too bad. You don't sort of skid around too heavily. You can see, look, it's sort of, even like the weighting, the gravity of it feels quite controlled. It's quite secure in its sort of control. So generally pretty good. I mean, I'm yet to fall off or have any kind of incident in which I do. The cornering is quite tight on them. They're very manoeuvrable. They don't like metal. One downside with the bikes is that they can be locked on and shot very easy with the scout heli. So if you want to go for some scout heli action, shooting these things down, that's one thing that you can do there. Alright, so that's been conquest on Nebandan. See, look, even there, when you crash into the buildings, it just doesn't really sort of do too much to your bike. We'd lost barely any armour, so they're pretty resilient. It's not like you just jump off something and crash and die. There we go, look, see? I like how they even got the little animation of him like walking backwards on the bike. So when you walk backwards, yeah, it's pretty nice. Alright, we're going to head on to Rush now, so we can have a little look at Rush and how the maps break down on that one. Okay guys, here we are as attackers in the Nebandan Rush game mode. As you can see, we start off with, again, attack helicopter, main battle tank, Asrad, and we do have two bikes, but they're slightly positioned further up, just up the road here. There we are, two bikes you see on the right hand side here. They're kind of left just right here there, and there. So again, your fairly standard setup. There is a lot of vehicle play on the endgame game modes, and it can be quite intense because it's often fairly well balanced between both teams. Right, let's get in here. So here we are at the first race. This is residential, and I'm going to try and arm up these comms. Right, this one is out here in the open, as you can see. Just trying to keep my Asrad so we can drive between bases, because I tell you, I don't want to be running between these bases. The AM comm is just on the ground floor here, straight into this room. So these maps and game modes, Nebandan is pretty, I don't know, it could be a fairly easy one to defend because it's quite open. However, the kind of closeness of these bases means that they tend to be quite kind of nuclear, you know, they're very tight together. They have small areas around them, so you end up with like this nucleus of gameplay around each base where everything is happening very tight, and then in between you have these huge expanses of just not much going on and sort of driving very, very fast. But you do get a lot of ranged combat, sort of tanks up on the hills firing down on people, and of course the helicopters coming in as well. But it is very fast to move between the bases. These maps and these bases right here, again, they're very kind of just standard building arrangements, kind of stuff copied and pasted, but they are quite complex. There's you know, the areas that there are of buildings on this map, there's a lot of bits and pieces, so there's loads of places to hide and stuff. Let's just I'll just quickly show you the Asrad, because I have shown another video, but basically the Asrad, the gunner position. Okay, you've got your standard AA missile, alright, so with this you can zoom in and lock on 2 firing missiles, and this is the other missile. This is the kind of like I don't know what it would be. It's the, see, it's kind of an incendiary missile, and it's quite powerful. You get 2 of those as well. Very, very long range, very powerful. You can really hurt a vehicle with this thing. Again, let's just fire at this building. You can see they fire in quite fast succession there. So, and you can see the reload time takes a little few minutes. There we go. So you see, when it's fully reloaded, you get 4 missiles with this thing. The AA, obviously, you only get 2. But having the 4 missiles is very good, because you can really... That's me laying it down as fast as I can. It lays down nice fire. Okay, let's take one of these bikes. So the Asrad, it's really cool. It's very good for taking out any vehicle on the move and stuff like that. If you can get yourself into a kind of high, long-range position, it can be really, really damaging for people. Okay, the next base is in the warehouse, and so you're literally just going to want to come down this road. Obviously you can come up from the other side if necessary. You come up here and you're straight in on the base. Again, be aware of missile launchers right here. I have to say, it's kind of a stupid... like, why is this here? It's like, what can you possibly see? I mean, sure, you can like fly by wire these missiles and stuff, but I don't know. It would have made more sense to me to kind of position it here so you could actually see what you're doing, but who am I to judge? Right, okay, we come into this building, very dark, okay, a lot of places to hide, gantry up above, so this is a really, really dodgy one. You can imagine coming in here and there could be people anywhere in this building, okay? You could have people like this, alright, they're going to be able to cover it. So as you enter these buildings, you really need to kind of be aware of that. Again, look over here, you've got a ladder coming up as well. Perfect, nice little position right here. Look at this. Who's going to see you coming in? Nobody. Okay, so there's a lot of little places that you can hide in this dark warehouse as a kind of last man standing. Again, look, if you want, prone here. Look at this nice silencer on your gun. You wait to them, get them on the MCOM. Yeah, it's going to be a nice one, isn't it? So, again, you could obviously, when you come in as an attacker, you need to be watching out for C4, claymores, and all the kind of people hiding. My personal advice, as you enter the building, drop some smoke so they can't see where you are, put some grenades or even missile up onto these positions here, see if you can find it, check your corners as you enter the building, and then go for an MCOM arm facing away from the MCOM. Okay, let's get on Bravo. Again, B, very much the same deal, same gantries, same kind of hiding positions here, people under the stairs. I mean, again, this is a great one people do, hide like this because you're kind of tucked in against the thing, nobody's going to see you, you can cover everything as you need to. Let's just take a little look around the warehouse itself. As you can see, a lot of boxes, really nice knifing situations right here. You can get up onto these containers as well. So there's lots of, again, different positions you could improvise or find ways to get to other places. There's probably a lot more that people could find in their own time by spending the time it takes to look around these things. There's a container you can get up into there, as you see. So yeah, that's this base. Obviously the defenders are probably going to be coming in from this position through here into the base. And let's just look out around the other side here. We've got some silos and a fairly reminiscent building from Carg Island. Note, please, the ladders as well. As you can see, look, they've made it so you can get right up on this building here, and you can even go further and get right up on the top here. Now you may question what would be the purpose of this. Well, if you have a recon position straight back here, or even tucked in down here, then if you are an engineer and you have any kind of sort of missile that you want to be laying down, okay, now obviously you'll be a fairly easy target to be shot at. However, from this vantage point you will be able to lay down missile fire on any incoming vehicles. It helps as well. It helps as well if you estimate for range drop off, so you can actually hit the hay bale. Okay, obviously snipers are going to want to sit up here, and with this kind of open territory it would be kind of open season for snipers, but bear in mind that you have no cover up here whatsoever, and it's going to be a case of kind of sitting far back, head glitching a little bit if you really want to sort of fire down on people. But let's see if we can get on this thing. We can get up here, so this might be a viable alternative if you wanted to snipe. Get up on this thing right here, but you're still going to be pretty open, but it would give you another option vantage point there. Alright, let's get on, let's get to the next base. Kind of use some vehicles, to be honest. Have we got vehicles on this base? I have played a fair amount of the game so far last night, but obviously I don't know the ins and outs of every single round, because if you think about it, sometimes, like for example, if this base gets taken down, maybe I'm in a tank on the other right, maybe in a helicopter, so you don't often see maybe what vehicles you spawn with. Seems like we only spawn with 2 bikes here, which is kind of surprising. Yeah, we don't seem to get anything else. Let's just have a quick look around here, just see whether we get anything else back here or something. Just seem to get bikes and nothing else for the third one, so it's kind of interesting. So again, as I said earlier today with Damavand, it's going to depend a lot on what vehicles and stuff you have left over from the other bases. So on the third base here, and you can see we've got a very tight line against the edge here. You can't really flank out around this left-hand side, so they've really controlled the way that you have to enter this base. You can't go right out and cut around behind. You have to come down through this area here, or you have to come across this side here, the left side. So they have really determined the directions that the defenders have to be able to cover on this last base. They do have to watch out for people flanking all the way around here, but basically they only have to watch this kind of arc. Alright, so from the kind of like the warehouse road across to the left sort of road down here. And that's all they have to worry about. The MCOMs, again, like with several of them so far, close proximity. I think the fact that the MCOMs have been placed in such close proximity is designed to assist the defenders, because by placing them close together means they don't have to spread out their defence. I think the idea is that you keep a kind of tight-knit defence. You need to spread out a bit, but not too much. Obviously this is the slaughter warehouse with the lovely cattle in here. Let's arm up these MCOMs so at the final base. Not much to say about these maps really in terms of positioning so far. They're fairly generic battlefield situations. You're just going to be wanting to find cover as best you can. There are no real key highlights to point out in terms of positions. I mean, these buildings you could hide a million places in these buildings. It's going to be much more about the speed, your general sort of tactical awareness, and prioritising those attacking vehicles, as always is the case. Okay, so this has been Nebandan There's been Nebandan map, and I hope you've enjoyed. It's quite a good map. I don't mind it, actually. Even though it's very blank and open, you'd think it wouldn't really work on console. But the fact that they kind of pushed the MCOMs close together, and the fact that the conquest bases are quite close together, you actually get some really interesting gameplay going on. And I think that's the case for a couple of the maps. Some of them seem a little bit too big, but for the most part, they actually seem to work relatively well. But it does depend on your team. It depends on your team a lot. Like, how focused are they? How quickly are they responding to situations? Are they defending at all? Are they getting back onto the bases? Okay, so this has been the first one, guys. I've got the other maps coming up today. Hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for some more Battlefield very soon.